Hello. As you can see by the title in this video, I'm going to be answering some get to know me questions while doing my makeup for work. But before I do get started, I first wanted to say, if you've been watching my videos, thank you so much for all your support. So the audio cut out here. I don't know how, because I could still hear myself in the earphones, but I guess my phone wasn't picking it up. But yeah, I basically am just saying thank you guys so much again. I do appreciate the support. 100 people may not seem like a lot to others, but to me, I always imagine everyone in the same room as you. You know what I mean? 100 people in the same room wanting to hear what you have to say. That's a lot of people. So thank you guys so much, and I can't wait to continue making more videos. Please feel free to subscribe, like, comment, and let me know what you want to see next. Okay, so let's answer the first question before I get started, or I guess find a question. I went on a random website and found a whole list of get to know me questions, so I don't know how many I'll answer. Who is your celebrity crush? My celebrity crush is, I have many. Sorry, let me just start off by saying I'm going to be applying the Best Skin Ever by Sephora concealer in the shade 35N. That's what it looks like. I have a lot of crushes. I have too many crushes. I'm kind of boy crazy and celebrity crazy. My crush for the longest time, my number one crush that I've had for very long, I know people are going to look down on this response, but was Drake. And I know the whole drama, so I'm not even going to go any further into detail about that. Also, don't mind how freaking light this is on me now. It's summer, it's pretty sunny outside, so I'm a bit darker. This is my summer shade. Okay, Drake. Obviously, Drew Starkey from Outer Banks. Let me go through the list. Who else? Obviously, Michael B. Jordan. That is everybody's crush. He's so beautiful. Who else? Why is my brain freezing? One of my girl crushes is Nina Dobrev. I'm so in love with her. I love her so much. I have been the biggest fan since I was probably 13, 2013. Obviously, Vampire Diaries. Oh yeah, Ian Somerhalder, Paul Wesley. I'm taking this little brush and I'm just patting it in. I like to do concealer first because I feel like I used to do foundation all over my face, but I guess because I don't have the right knowledge and products, they don't really mix well, if that makes any sense. So I like to put concealer just straight onto my skin and then foundation everywhere else. And I find that it's a bit brighter when I do that. So literally every single actor in the Vampire Diaries, they're also hot. Cat Graham, all of them. And this is such a long response. I have a list. I just can't think about it right now. Who else? Oh, why am I forgetting his name? Divergent 4. He's so beautiful. I love him. I also just enjoy looking at beautiful people. I will go out and I'm not interested in talking to anyone, but I love just enjoying beauty. If you're beautiful in my eyes, I'm gonna stare at you, Look at how bright that is now. Yeah, girl. Okay, let's go to the next question. What is my funniest memory from high school? Whenever people, when I think about the funniest thing, okay, this is kind of hard to do. So, I have a group of childhood friends that we all grew up in the same area. Our families have been friends since we were born. We all grew up together. And a lot of us, not all of us, but most of us went to the same schools. We went to elementary together, we went to middle school together, and then we went to high school together. In middle school, some of us went to French immersion, like me, I went into French, and some stayed in English. So I had to naturally develop new friends, right? Because I wasn't hanging out with my childhood friends anymore. So this was in middle school, and then when we got to high school, I had my own like slid, like it was crazy. I hit my head. I was like, oh my god. I remember 1,000 thoughts going through my head. I'm like, did I get into some sort of trauma? Like, is some girl coming at me because her boyfriend looked at me? Like, what is happening? Like, what is happening? And you hear the entire cafeteria, like everyone who was chilling in the cafeteria, go, ooh, like, I don't know how to explain it, like, you know, like when you're playing Wii Sports, or like Wii bowling, and like when you'd get it, when you would like miss it, everyone would go, ooh, I think it's from there. That's what it sounded like. And then the cafeteria lady was like, what the hell? I opened my eyes after what felt like 1,000 years, and it was my best friend, my childhood friend, and she was like, oh my god, like, I'm so sorry, I was so excited to see you, like, I meant to hug you, I didn't mean to body slam you. And it was so, like, we bursted into laughter because the entire cafeteria, like, was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, the cafeteria lady was like, to my friend, she was like, what's your problem? Why would you jump her like that? Like, it became such a thing. And, like, everyone was like, what the frick? And, like, it may not sound funny, but it was really funny because she didn't know what to say, and I didn't know what to say. And, like, everyone was coming up to me like, yo, you good? Like, why did she jump you? Like, and I had to keep explaining to people, like, that was my friend. And they're like, so, why is she jumping you? And I'm like, she literally just, she was excited to see me. For me, I think that was the funniest thing, because it was like, I just will never forget how I felt, how hard I felt. I also had to act like I wasn't as hurt as I was, because I didn't want her to get in trouble. Like, I don't know. Anyways, we still laugh about it to this day, because she really body checked me. Next, I'm gonna be getting my e.l.f. foundation. It is, oh, let me do what the YouTubers do. It's literally so dirty, but it is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid filter. I wouldn't say it's the best foundation out there, but it works. I actually prefer a matte finish, so I put a lot of powder after, but I like the level of coverage this has. And it is in the shade, let's see, where's the shade? It's not here. This matches me so well, and like I just grabbed it and guessed, because you can't try it on when you're in Shoppers. So what I do is I do a little bit on my forehead. Look at that shade match, it's like insane. Okay, the next question on the list was, what is the scariest thing that has ever happened to you? Guys, you don't have to believe me, and that's fine, because someone was there with me when it happened. So I feel validated. And regardless, we will never have an explanation for this story. This was me and my friend. It happened to me and her. There will never be an explanation. Like, anyways, let me just say the story and then you can have your opinion. We had just gone to a concert the night before, and then we went to her stepmom's house to sleep, and sorry, hold on. I'm just gonna use it. This is a blush brush, but I'm gonna use it as a foundation brush. So me and her had gone to a concert the night before, and I remember this night because in the middle, like, we went to her stepmom's house, we went to sleep, and we got woken up because her stepmom and her brother were going to visit, go to their home country. They were catching a flight, so they said goodbye to us, and you know, we went back to sleep, whatever. We were still dressed in our concert outfits. And so the next morning, we woke up, and instead of like changing or anything, mind you, we were like 19 or something. So we were just young, dumb, and broke. Like, we literally did not want to change. We didn't want to wash our face, whatever. Really gross. Never would do that now. But anyways, we what's it called? Got up and we're like, we want coffee. Like, okay, like, let's go walk. And in our area, there's like a lot of coffee shops. Like, it's very locally based. Like, there's a lot of local shops there. So on Sundays, her area blocks off the streets, so you can't you can't drive on the streets. It's weird, but they block it off. So me and her were walking in the middle of the street because no cars are driving down there. And I remember what I was wearing. I was wearing a tank top S'mores in a bun, you get those little pieces in the back. They like fall out and stick out. They literally stand up because my hair is curly. I'm walking and the sun is behind my face. It's literally like plus 30 degrees outside. There's no clouds. The sun is just hitting my back. And when the sun's hitting from the back of you, you get this very long shadow, right? Very exaggerated. Everything looks way bigger than it actually is. So I'm walking and I see that a piece of my hair is sticking out from what it looks like in the shadow, and it's like elongated, so it's pretty obvious, right? But I remember looking at it and being like, damn, like that's a really big piece of hair, and it's like solid. And normally a shadow of like a piece of hair wouldn't be solid, because you have gaps in your hair and stuff like that. Like if a piece was sticking out like this, like it's not gonna be if this was a shadow, it's not all full, so it wouldn't be solid. So I'm like, I stop walking and like looking at my shadow, and I'm trying to pull this piece out. And mind you, this piece was a weird shape. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It looked like, imagine this is a shadow and it's like sticking out like that, but it's elongated, right? And I'm trying to fix my hair, and my friend, she's walking ahead of me a bit, and she stops and she's like, what are you doing? Because I stopped walking at this point. I'm trying to fix my hair. I'm like, what the hell? I'm looking into my phone. Here's this piece that's sticking out of my head. And my friend turns around and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, do you see my shadow? And she's like, yeah. What? And I'm like, do you see that big piece of hair that's sticking out? I can't, like, I'm trying to bring it up and I can't. Like, what is happening? So my friend is like, okay, come, let me fix your hair. So she's like, okay, like, all your hair is in your bun. I don't know what to tell you. And I'm literally like, look at my shadow. And she's like, oh my god. And I'm like, yeah, what the hell is that? Are you serious? Are you actually kidding? Is there something sticking out? She's like, Betty, I swear to god, like, there's literally nothing sticking out of your head. And she starts crying, and I'm like, stop, like, what is happening right now? Mind you, this is not like something that happened in like 2 seconds. Like, this was a good 4 minutes, 5 minutes of us standing there being like, what? I'm walking around, like, I'm not, it's following me. I'm going up and down. I'm like, what is happening? Like, I'm like, I think I'm going crazy. And she's crying, and I'm like, what is sticking out of my head? And so I literally stop. Mind you, like, I just want to paint the picture for you once again. There are no clouds in the sky. I'm not near a tree. I'm in the middle of the road. It is literally plus 30, sun blazing. The only shadow that you see on this road is our bodies. That is it. And so I scream and I shake my head, and I'm like, Jesus, like, I literally shout, Jesus, okay? And after I shake my head, it's gone. Nothing fell off of me. Nothing. Like, I have no explanation for this. I don't know why it would ever happen. I don't know. There was no reason behind it. Nothing happened after that. But that probably is the most scariest thing that ever happened to me. I mean, it sounds scary, but it definitely was, because there was no purpose. Like, and I'm so happy that she was there to see it with me. That's why I'm like, if you guys believe it or not, it's fine, because my friend was there. I feel like I should answer more like basic questions, like, how old am I and stuff, so maybe I'll do that too. If you were wondering, I'm 24 years old. I was born in 2000, millennium baby. I get that sometimes I look 30 and sometimes I look 18, so I don't know, but yeah, I'm 24. I don't really follow zodiac signs, but if you want to know, I'm a Taurus. I know that. And what else? I'm 5'4". What? I say I'm 5'5", but I'm 5'4". I guess that's pretty much it. Let's go to the next question. What is the wildest thing you've ever done? Okay, before I get into that, I'm gonna be getting my favorite powder in the world. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills baking powder in the shade Deep Peach. I think this is like the darker color that they have. The other one is, I think there might be a darker shade, but it's too dark for me, so I use this. And it's supposed to be like translucent-ish. And then I get this brush. the same friend from the shadow. She's like my best friend. There was this, Rihanna had come to our city, and I remember days up leading up to the event, my friend was telling me, like, we're gonna sneak in, we're gonna sneak into this concert, I don't care, if you say no, like, I'm forcing you to come. And I was like, no, we're not doing that, we're not attempting it, there's no way we're gonna sneak in, like, no, like, I'm not doing that, it doesn't feel good with my soul. And she was like, no, we are. So I remember the day of, she kept telling me, like, get ready, like, we're going to the concert after this, like, we're sneaking. And she had so much hope. Also, by the way, I'm putting powder everywhere, but I'm putting more powder under my eyes. Anyways, so she's like, we're sneaking in, blah blah, and I'm like, no. So her stepdad, stepdad picks us up after school. We have like the biggest backpacks of life, okay? We literally came from school, like, I have 20 binders in my bag. And she tells her stepdad, hey, we're gonna sneak to the Rihanna concert. And this is like her 2016 concert. We were 16. She's like, we're gonna sneak in, like, can you just drop us off at the center where we have our concerts? And I'm like, why are you telling him this? Like, oh my god, like, this is so bad. And he's like, okay, girls, I'll drop you off, like, you have fun. And I'm like, okay. So we get dropped off. Mind you, her 13-year-old sister is with us too. She was like 12 or 13. I'm like, bro, we're gonna get caught. So we get to the front door, and this is like 4 hours before the show starts. We get to the front door, and we see a janitor, and he's the same nationality as me. I'm Ethiopian, by the way. He's Ethiopian, so he sees me, and we wave at him to open the door. If it wasn't for him, we literally wouldn't have snuck in. So he comes to the door, and no questions asked, he just opens it, and then he walks away. And we're like, we just got in. So we go to the bathroom and we hide. We are literally in the bathroom for like 2.5 hours, and then we finally hear workers working, and we hear them, like, I guess the band was like practicing, and I'm having a full-blown panic attack. I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna get caught, we're gonna get arrested. Mind you, she had a bag, in her bag she had like a big bottle of whiskey that she had stolen, and I don't know why it was in her bag. I don't know why she had it, because she wasn't drinking it, but she had it. I think she was giving it to someone, I don't know. So I'm like, oh my god, like, we're gonna get in trouble, we're gonna get caught, we're gonna go to jail. And she's like, calm down, it's not a big deal. So she's like, okay, like, we need to go outside and see if people are being let in now, like, we can't just hide in the bathroom, you know. And I'm like, okay, I'll go, because I remember I was wearing a black shirt. I used to wear my lanyard, a pink lanyard, and I had my YMCA card on the lanyard. So I had a good idea. I'm like, okay, let me put on this lanyard, and it'll look like I work here. I'm 16, like, it does not look like you work here, babe. But I go outside and I walk around the center, and it's just workers, and you know, they're nodding their head at me. They've been like, and I'm like, oh my god, like, I'm blending in, like, good job, you know. So I go back to my friends and I'm like, hey, like, people are not here yet, but the coast is clear. Like, if we want, we can go outside, or we can wait in here. We decide to wait. Another 2 hours goes by, and finally, people who are dressed up for the concert, like, start going into the bathroom, and we look crazy. Like, I'm literally wearing my school clothes. I'm not dressed for a concert. And mind you, you're only allowed a bag literally this big, and we're wearing big ass backpacks. So we go outside, and my friend's like, hey, I'm gonna fold up one of my assignments, and I'm gonna make it look like it's tickets that we printed out. And since we had already made it through the first door, we were not gonna go through security or anything like that. Thank God we weren't like crazy people, because it was really easy to get in. So we get to the second doors, and the worker is like, oh, do you want me to show you where your seats are? Like, give me your tickets. And we're like, it's fine, like, we know where we're going, blah blah. She gives us a weird look, because we're literally wearing big backpacks, like, my backpack was huge at school. She lets us through, and we sneak down, we find seats, and then a few minutes after, people come up and they're like, that's our seats, and we're like, oh my god, we're in the wrong section. was great, but like I didn't really know Travis Scott. Like I knew him, but I didn't care for him at the time. And then Rihanna came out, and yeah, the rest is history. We enjoyed the concert. I think that was probably the wildest thing I'd ever done. I know, not that wild, but like for me, this was a big deal. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is get this blush palette. Okay, this is from a long time ago. I do not shop at Shein anymore, but it's the She Glam. I've had this for so long, and it's actually pretty amazing. I'm not even gonna lie. The colors that I use in this palette are like the darkest ones. So I'm gonna do a little blush and look up another question. Okay, next question. What's your biggest pet peeve when it comes to social media? I have a lot of pet peeves. And the biggest thing that annoys me about social media, or I guess my pet peeve, is how, and this is a pretty generic answer, but like how fake people are, you know? And when I say fake, I mean like, I don't know, you go on social media now. Back in the day, it was about creating stuff, and it still is for a lot of people, but nowadays it's to promote something, to, you know, sell a book, or I don't know, like it feels fake. Like no one makes, I don't know how to explain it. Like back then, even like 5-10 years ago, like social media was about connecting with people and, you know, creating cool videos, and now it's like everyone, there's a difference between wanting to make content and be a creator versus just wanting to be an influencer. Like, I'm not trying to hate on anyone, like, you know, make your grind, make your money. You can tell when someone actually enjoys being an influencer and wants to be one. Like, you can tell when it's genuine, because there's some people I follow and I love their content, and I can tell it's genuine that they've wanted to be an influencer, and you know, they like the vibe of it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with being an influencer, but we're living in the age of influence, and when I say that, I mean like everyone wants like everyone has an opinion, yes, but not everyone needs to share it. Like, you don't all need a podcast, you don't all have to be influencers, you don't all have to, like, every time I go on TikTok now, it's just like people, I don't know, like it's everyone's starting a podcast, everyone's sharing their opinion, like, and it's just dumb, because it's like, I can tell that you're just doing it because this is a new thing. You're not actually starting a podcast because you want to, you're just doing it because that is the cool next thing to do on social media, or you're becoming a content creator because everyone else is. Like, you can tell when it's genuine and when it's not. Like, even with people making music, like anyone can make music, that's the beautiful thing, but like you can tell when it's just like when a creator is just making music because that's what everyone else is doing, and they want to see if it'll set off. And it's just dumb, because now you're making this area so saturated and so hard for actual musicians and for people who actually enjoy making music, because you have a following, so you want to profit off it even more. Like, it just feels like a money grab. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, that's my opinion. You don't have to agree, but that's how I feel. That's my biggest pet peeves. Do I have any phobias? Yeah, my biggest phobia, like, I'm not scared of normal bugs. Okay, sorry, I'm doing mascara now. This is the Essence Lash Pureness. I love this mascara. Anyways, some of my favorite artists, I would say. By the way, I'm getting this contour palette. I got it from Shoppers. That's what it looks like. I'm just gonna get the middle one and just like powder my forehead and stuff. But yeah, I love any type of music. I love, like, I feel like there's a difference between people who just like listen, but like people who love music, you know. I really love music. Recently I've been getting more into Latino music and like Spanish music. I've always loved it, but I've been listening to it way more. I don't have like specific artists that I keep up with when it comes to music. I just kind of like listen and add anything that I like, you know. So it doesn't matter to me if you're Shakira or some random small town artist. If you make good music, I'll add you, you know. But the artist I've been listening to the most, I wish I could check. Maybe I could check on my laptop. Hold on. Okay, my on repeat. Let's see my on repeat list. Okay, so the first song on my on repeat list is Kelowna by Carol G and Peso Pluma. That's a fire song. My second is Love Drop by Beyonce. My third is Rover by Dina Ayada. I believe she's Moroccan. She's a good artist. She's up and coming. I think she just went on tour with Gunna. I like her music. My fourth is A False God by Taylor Swift. My fifth is Topanga by Trippie Redd. My seventh is Into It by Chase Atlantic. Like, it's so randomized. Like, it's pretty known music. Like, I don't listen to many underground artists, but it's just like whatever sounds good. There's not one genre I like. This is the makeup block. I hope you guys enjoyed this, like, kind of get to know me / story times / doing my makeup. It was kind of all over the place, but I had a lot of fun doing it. If you guys want to hear any more story times or anything like that, I actually do have some crazy stories, but I'm trying to save them for different videos to share, so just let me know. And yeah, thank you guys so much again for 100 subscribers. I'm so